I guess we'll start working into our scene selection here. We're doing this gracefully. So I'll work through some of the beats up until your scene. So you picked
Okay.
a scene about maybe a third of the way in.
That feels right.
The thing I've been going down this kick where I think a lot of what has gone part of what's gone wrong in Hollywood features is that they're made for and by a certain class of graduate level university student that isn't really in touch with a lot of working people anymore.
That's interesting. The elites.
Yeah, I think there's a place for those movies, but there's a certain disconnection with people on the ground. I think
Real life.
not even just in America, but a lot of the world, right? And Cassavetes, I think in general, but like this film definitely specifically, I don't really know Cassavetes' background very much. Obviously, he's been in Hollywood for a very long time. He's looking for real stuff in terms of performances and acting.
He was the AFI, their first.
Oh, and part of the genesis, I guess, of this film was that Jenna Rollins really wanted a film that was addressed what it was like to be a woman living in that contemporary time and the issues that she and others dealt with. I guess it started as a play. And she said, "There's no way I could do this."
Yeah.
6 nights a week.
Oh
So they pivoted.
8 performances.
Yeah, or whatever it was,
Broadway,
whatever it says on Wikipedia. And then so it transitioned to this. So I love from the very beginning that it's a bunch of guys working in like a mud pit for the city. It seems like maybe down in San Pedro or something like. I don't know if it ever actually really says.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't need to.
I guess in the best way, right? Like I said, I don't know anything about opera, and I don't really know anything about La Boheme. Evidently, it's about the common people, or like it's the story that takes place with common people. It's not looking down on the characters at all, right? Like it would be very easy to have like an upturned nose kind of like depicting. But it really is kind of, I don't even want to say elevating. It is really just celebrating.
Like Mabel says, she's not one of those. With her nose in the air.
Oh, yes, sure. Right. So from frame one, and we hear, we see these guys working all together. They're trying to do, breaking their backs for this thing. And there's this beautiful score that's going over it. I think just completely sets the tone that like, okay,
This is different.
Peter Falk is some sort of, I guess, foreman or...
He's got a crew that's subcontracted, I think.
Yeah.
It was my interpretation.
Very quickly, it seems like this is more the norm, that they're worked a lot, more than they want to work. They go to like a little cafe afterwards. I guess they think they're done with the day. They're celebrating. They're going to have some time off. That he's going to go have a night with his girl, right? We're not going to work no matter what, right?
He's made a date with Mabel.
And almost immediately, as if it's on cue in a movie,
the phone rings.
He's on the phone with the city, right? And I will not be coming into work tonight. And then we hard cut to Mabel trying to get the kids to go off with mom. For me, a lot of it's like, my parents divorced when I was 2. So basically had 2 working single parents, kind of had to deal with like,
being shuttled
around, working odd hours. So this is hitting a lot of, this could go 2 ways for me. It could either be one of the most precious dear films I've ever seen in my life, or it could be like, what the fuck is this bullshit, right? But right away it seems like.
But what struck me about that from the very beginning, Nick is not in charge.
Interesting.
He said several times, like, I got Mabel, I've got this date.
Please do the voice the whole time.
Oh God, no. I'm not coming in. We're not working, And so from the very beginning, we established that as much as Nick wants to be in charge, it's his crew,
yes,
but he's not in charge.
Right.
The city wants him, and he goes.
Yeah.
And he brings all his guys with him.
On a certain level, I think he loves doing that, though. I think he
enjoys the work. You mean
being of value, doing stuff like one of my.
They need me. Yeah. He says, Mabel, there's water everywhere.
Yeah, and the thing I love about with her trying to get the kids to go with her mom, right? They're going to grandma's house. I'm supposedly Cassavetes didn't really tell people what to do in terms of direction. I can't imagine he didn't tell the kids, like, okay, just hang on her, like, no matter what happens, just keep trying to climb all over her. Like, there's a lot of that seems to happen. Like, he's giving different directions to everybody, it seems. She keeps telling her mom, like, if anything happens, no matter what it is, call me or bring them or whatever. Like, it seems like even though she's trying to get this, she seems to know it's probably not going to happen. Right.
It's because this has happened before many times. I'm
right.
Sure. Just by the way, Nick tells the city and tells his crew, we're not working.
Yeah.
I promised.
That usually means we're all getting overtime, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's clear that he's failed to show up as scheduled.
She gets the kids out. She's waiting at home. We get the sense the time is ticking by. I think she starts smoking a cigarette at some point. And then we cut back to Nick with his crew. They're on location at night, fixing some water problem with the city.
Disaster, yeah.
The interesting thing really that I noticed this time, I guess, rewatching, was really how intertwined everybody already is in their lives, right? Everybody on the crew knows Mabel. They knows how she acts. Like, they know she's a little different. But, like, they never say it in a... They say it really, like, in a celebratory way, right? Like, that he's lucky that he has this different person in a way, right? And they're all kind of like, well, you got to be, how are you going to tell her? You're going to tell her, right? Like, and it takes him forever to get to that phone, but he finally gets to the phone and he calls her, and it seems like, as you said, like, this has happened more than once, and it seems like he's kind of telling himself it's working, right? Like, she understands whatever. And I think it's pretty clear when we cut to her in the house that she's done. Yeah. Right.
Yes. So she goes out on the town.
We didn't select the scene, but I wanted to kind of talk with you because this is pretty much one of the more pivotal moments in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Is what happens is she's been stood up again, it seems.
She's lonely.
She's very lonely.
Is what I read.
Interesting.
And that drives her out the door in search of.
So what do you think happens? She obviously wants to go out and get a drink. Do you think she knows what's going to happen when she's going out, or what do you think?
No, I think
How do you
she
read
doesn't know. In some ways, she's sort of an innocent. And it's why the kids love her so much, I think. And the scene that happens later when the guy drops off or tries to drop off his kids to play with her kids.
Yeah.
Those kids all love her because she is sort of a child. She's childlike,
right,
in some ways.
Right.
And so she's open to the way a kid sees the world.
Yeah.
But that also makes her more delicate, more vulnerable, and not always in control of the outcomes. So I sort of feel like that whole scene, and you can give away as much or as little as you want, but I don't think she's planned that evening.
Some beautiful night photography around Hollywood somewhere.
Yeah.
Goes to one bar that seems not very populated.
Right.
Not really into that. And then she finds another one that's a lot more populated. And it looks like she's at least looking to strike up a conversation.
Right.
Also to get drunk very quickly for whatever. I mean, it seems like
she's one who enjoys drinks.
And I think she really wants that connection, right? Like, because it seems like they both at some point had everything that each other wanted in somebody else.
Yeah, they completed each other's worlds.
And as life, family, obligations kind of started to creep in and take more priority, that connection has been lost.
Yeah.
And it's
not completely lost, but it's been degraded.
Yeah, degraded or de-emphasized or
denuded.
Yeah, denuded, right? George Dunn, I put the guy from the bar, like basically like a little bit of an urban cowboy, kind of a little bit of a lisp. He's looking to score, it seems, right?
He's not a predator in the worst sense of the word, because when they get to the house, he's confused and
he seems to be operating that she's single,
or that she doesn't care,
We don't actually see exactly what happens, right? She gets a little drunk, and then it basically, in classic, I guess, blackout drunk fashion, wakes up the next morning and
unsure of what happened.
And by the time the guy's walking through the house and trying to figure out what's going on, she starts also calling him Nick.
Yeah.
What is she doing?
She's pretending her dream of the night came true.
Right. Or is it like, I for a moment I was also thinking, but then there's nobody above them. I was like, is she saying his name? So like, if neighbors or somebody here, like they don't get suspicious that she's talking with somebody else early in the morning. I was like, no. But I think part of it is like she's quickly realizing what happened, and she's kind of like she doesn't want to face what
There's
happened.
replacement going on. Yeah. She's replaced Nick with this guy, or she's, instead of it being that guy, it's Nick. That's a way to give herself the liberty. And then she just sort of lets it all go.
It is interesting how quickly that is just like swept away.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you wonder if it's ever happened before, or if, because another thing I was wondering is like,
is the story going to go and make it all about that?
Right. Because the other thing that happens, which is also kind of curious in a way, is that like Nick comes home right on the heels of that. And with that, he's brought his whole crew with him. And part of me was like, okay, is he bringing everybody to show her that like we did all work last night? Like this is almost kind of like proof that like, I don't know. I'm just like, yeah, it's just kind of like
an interesting question. I don't think he thinks that way.
Sure.
Of course she knows that they worked all night.
Yeah.
I think that's what he thinks. I don't know. It's a good question though. It's a fair question. Like,
I think it's open-ended in an interesting way, right? Because you can read a whole bunch of different things into it, right?
Which makes it a better film.
Yeah.
If there's not one answer to every question about it. Because there is uncertainty. Like we talked about the guy going down the hill. There's uncertainty.
Yes.
How did that end up happening?
Yes.
Does Nick always, he doesn't always bring his whole crew home.
Well, the other thing I was thinking is like maybe he needs them as backup.
Yeah,
because I think he knows by the time like she doesn't like, I guess
she might throw things at him.
The phone call ended rather abruptly, right? It just kind of trailed off, and I think at that point you're dreading coming home. I guess in the morning, right? So it's kind of like you need to roll up with everybody so something totally insane can't happen. I guess at that point.
That's fair. That's good.
Reading. It is kind of curious how quickly he accepts how gracious she's being.
Yeah.
Because, like, she's immediately, like, happy everybody's there, right?
Going into chef mode.
So she doesn't have to talk about anything that happened, right? She can just focus on doing the thing in the moment.
Yeah, existential. She's an existential creature.
Right. And just trying to make sure that everything's okay from there, right?
And I also think there's an aspect of Nick showing her off.
Yes. Well, they also all seem to love her, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like their extended family as well, right?
Right.
Yeah. Which I think is another thread that kind of weaves through the film a little bit.
Well,
right?
And then later in the movie, there's a whole other dinner.
Right.
That ends badly also.
Yeah, and her father saying no spaghetti at all, right?
Yeah.
He does not want spaghetti.
Yeah.
So in a pinch, she makes spaghetti for everybody. And then we come to, I guess, the scene that you picked.
Yeah, which is, with the gang.
Why did you pick this scene? Do you want to set the scene? Anything?
No,
we kind of, I guess...
We were just talking about it.
Belabored talking through us, I guess, a little bit.
I picked this scene just because it's the first scene I think of when I think about the movie.
When I did see this movie for the first time, this was the scene where I was like, I'm all in on everything that's going on here. I'm all in on Jenna Rollins. I'm all in on, not that I wasn't already all in on Peter Falk, but I was all in on Cassavetes, the camera crew, like the boom operators, like everybody that was doing everything in the scene.
Because it's magical.
It's magical.
It's magical because of its ability to reach those emotional depths.
That's the other thing I think I didn't understand with maybe Killing of a Chinese Bookie, is as I've watched more and more Cassavetes and kind of appreciated actors in general more, like the thing that he's not taking any shortcuts in any of his scenes.
Right.
If it's going from A to Z, he's hitting every single emotional letter in between those 2 points. He's giving it as much breathing room as it needs. You're not making that emotional turn until you earn it. So like it's kind of like a scene will go on as long as it needs to, and no further though. Right. It's not, there's not fat in it.
Right. Well, and this is where you talked about the editors. I mean, and also the cinematographers, because they gave the editors the material, but the pacing of the shots and the editing of the sequences is, as much a factor as the performance itself.
Yes.
And it's everything is working. If it's an engine, all cylinders are firing, And that's why I chose this one, just because it's so memorable. And this is the first time we really see her sort of full blown in not quite a manic state, but sort of being someone who's not like everybody else.
Right. Despite trying to fill a role.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
the best
So
she can in that
those
role.
two things work really well, banging into each other.
Yeah.
She's the chef. She's taking care of people. She's providing them with food and sustenance. And at the same time, she doesn't know when to stop.
Yeah. Right.
Dance with me. She like the filters are gone, and the sense of reading the room doesn't exist for her.
Well, she doesn't know when to stop playing.
Exactly.
Right.
As a kid, yeah, okay, we had our fun.
Yeah.
And finally, Peter Falk yells.
Which as
like her imitation of him yelling is just it's
we might have to watch it. Or there was a little bit in the trailer, but we might have to watch a little bit of that too.
It's fantastic and heartbreaking at the same time.
Exactly. All right, let's
Tell him where he's at.
How about that, Billy?
I love that they have private on their
It's great. And she so clearly wants to please at this point. That's Eddie.
chills. Oh no, we're having a little drop.
Is it jumping?
I always wondered if he did that like every once in a while at work, or if they're all kind of surprised by it too.
Del mio pensiero tu sei regina, tu di mia vita
She's so curious.
It's like, where's that coming from, right?
Yeah, how is this happening?
Un re del certo sul crin posarti ergerti al trono.
She's really doing what everybody else at the table is thinking, right?
But she's
She's
childlike
doing
and
it, and she's
innocent
doing
enough.
it, right?
Yeah.
Un trono vicino
Okay, now a song from you, Billy Tidrow.
Nah, I can't sing. I can't sing a note.
Well, come on and dance it. Anybody can dance.
Nah, that ain't too cool.
I love this face. I love that face. Nick.
It's interesting how he's kind of hanging back for a little bit too.
That's enough.
Okay, come on, let's dance.
Nah, I better not.
Look at this muscle. I
That's
never
enough.
saw such muscles. I bet he didn't fit in his suit.
This
Come
is
on.
her not
I
knowing
didn't
when to
function
stop.
Yeah.
Come on, let's dance, Aldo. Come on.
All right, everybody's tired. That's enough.
Not entirely her fault though, right?
No.
Yeah.
Come on. You want to dance?
Get your ass down!
And he's at a loss. He just,
Well, they're exhausted too, right? Or they should be exhausted, right?
and this is what happens. Like the mood does a 180.
Yeah. And he just stays in the moment, right? Like
Yep.
he's letting you see all the faces. And I think, they're mostly, I think, on her side too, right? For the most part.
Yeah. Nobody was offended.
Yeah. And it's interesting that he's like, I'm just noticing now too, he's kind of like,
Sad.
yeah. Lights a cigarette. Like, what am I gonna, like, what just happened and what am I gonna have to deal with?
Hi, Mom. Hello, Mama. Now No, we're not doing anything. We're just eating. You know, what's the matter?
I love
What do
that
you feel?
tableau too.
Yeah.
Where? In your abdomen? What does that mean?
And
you
he's
call
so
a doctor?
quick to like zero to
Look, Ma,
angry.
don't get stubborn about doctors.
Another thing I can identify
My
with my
mother,
dad.
she's got a pain in
his
her
mom.
abdomen.
Anything but like crying, right?
803-7399, so call him. Ma, I can't call him. What am I going to tell him? You got to call him. You got to explain to him where the pain came from.
So good. Yeah, finally gives everybody a moment to like break from it, right? They can kind of decompress out of it.
He goes back into the
Yeah,
room and sits
yeah,
down.
Yeah.
And they're in the clear.
Yeah. I love also here, like, when she's in her, like, she's sandwiched between, like, there's no privacy, right? And he's letting you live in that moment with everybody else.
As she undertakes to continue her role as the child.
I was stunned to find out this seems like it would have been a multicam shoot, but it was evidently one camera.
They probably did it a couple of times.
Supposedly he like rehearses fairly relentlessly.
They had to have, if it was a single camera, they had to have shot it at least twice.
But this shot of just nobody rack focuses anymore either, right?
No.
It's just watching her come over.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's so good. Everybody's just so dialed in.
I mean, that's the value of rehearsing. They're all transfixed.
I'm curious if like the operator was also pulling their own focus.
Probably.
Yeah, I think this is the key, right? She clearly knows that he's singing and like he is capable, like, you know, it's kind of like revealing this hidden talent that like she's around with kids who are so willing to like just do whatever. Like I think she even says like you just say dance and they'll just start dancing, right? They don't even think about doing it.
Right.
And it's kind of like he just started like singing. He didn't even think about doing it. And she's just kind of like, it's almost like, is there a little child somewhere like inside your mouth there that's actually doing this instead of you? Like,
where's that sound really
where's
coming
that sound
from?
really coming from?
Yeah.
And like the whole day is saved right here, right? Like the whole night is erased. It doesn't matter that, you know, he was gone at work overnight or whatever. Everybody's happy. And then it's just like one moment too far.
Doesn't know when to stop.
Yeah. And it's not even a problem yet, right? It's
No.
just, it's not until, for whatever reason, he
well,
just doesn't want to
as
do it.
I said before, right? Nick isn't in control.
Right.
He's not, and that's why.
Not even at home.
Not even at home. Nowhere.
Yeah.
The kids, he can't control the kids. He can't keep them from running down the stairs again late in the film. And that's the only way is anger.
Right.
That's the only moment where
that's probably one of the only moments in the film where he's able to like.
Anytime he exerts enough influence to be in charge, it's from anger.
And it's really kind of the moment that breaks it, right?
Yeah.
That like it breaks their relationship for a little bit.
Ma, I can't call it. You got to call Ma.
I love that she does these little like, you know, gestures and kind of like noises and stuff like that.
It's still
it's such a kid thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and the framing of the shot. Yeah. The camera just stays there.
Yeah.
And
he's not even important. He's not even in control enough to like marshal a shot of himself there, right? Because it's not about him right there, right?
No.
Yeah.